Hello everyone, it's Crispy Patty. Welcome back. It's sneak-a-doodle, sneak. Um, an itch. Does that mean someone's thinking of me? Or I just have an itch on my nose? Anyways, I have a book, a classic book today. The Wind in the Willows, The Riverbank by Kenneth Grahame, retold by Andrea Stacy Leach, illustrated by Holly Hannon. Look at the illustrations. Real beautiful, huh? All right, so let's jump into it. Hey, are you thinking of me? So this is rewritten. I would imagine it's quite close to the original. However, if you're well versed in the Wind in the Willows, you may see something different. I will not. All right. Brother! Oh, brother, cried the mole. He had been working very hard all morning, spring cleaning his little home. He had dust in his throat and eyes and splashes of paint all over his fur. But spring was moving all around him, calling him to go outside. So it was no surprise when he flung down his brush onto the floor. Oh, darn, hang the spring cleaning, he said. He headed for the steep little tunnel. Up we go, he said as he scratched and scrambled and scrooged, working busily with his little paws. Oh, little guy. Today was a spring day, and a lot of people I saw out doing what this little guy was doing. At last, pop, his snout came out into the sunlight, and he found himself rolling in the warm grass of a great meadow. This is better than painting, he said. In the delight of spring without its cleaning, he rambled through the meadow until he reached the hedge on the far side. The sunshine warmed his fur, and a gentle wind blew the spring air about him. This is fine, he said to himself. Suddenly he came to a river. Never in his life had he seen a river before. All was a shake and a shiver, glints and gleams, and sparkles and rustle and swirl, chatter and bubble. Mole was fascinated. He popped out of the earth or the tree, and now he's out amongst the fresh, clean air and grass. In a dark hole in the opposite bank, just above the water's edge, something bright and small twinkled. As Mole gazed at the hole, he saw it wink at him. It was an eye. A little brown face with whiskers gradually appeared. Small neat ears and thick silky hair topped the face. It was the water rat. The two animals stood and looked at each other curiously. Hello, Mole, said the water rat. Hello, Rat, said the mole. Would you like to come over? The rat asked. Oh, it's all very well to talk, said the mole. He thought Rat was teasing him because he did not know how to get to the opposite bank. But the rat stepped into a little boat and paddled briskly across the river to the mole. Then he held up his front paw as the mole carefully stepped down. Lean on that, Rat said. Now then, step lively. And the mole, to his surprise and delight, found himself seated in the stern of a real boat. This has been a wonderful day, Mole said. Do you know I've never been in a boat before in all my life? Or all my whole life? What? Cried the rat, open mouthed. What have you been doing? It's the only thing, said the water rat. Believe me, my young friend, There is nothing, absolutely nothing, half as much worth doing as messing about in boats. Messing about? He went on dreamingly. About in boats? Look ahead, Rat, cried the mole suddenly. It was too late. The boat struck the bank full tilt, and the rat lay at the bottom of the boat. Oh. Rat picked himself up with a laugh. Look, if you've really nothing else to do, let's go down. Oh, look, if you have really nothing else to do, let's go down the river and make a day of it. Mole wiggled his toes from sheer happiness. Let's start at once. Hold on a minute, said the rat. He tied the boat to a tree and climbed back into his hole. Soon he reappeared with a fat luncheon basket. Shove that under your feet, he said to the mole. The mole trailed a paw in the water while the water rat paddled steadily. What a joy, life! After a time, Rat brought the boat up to the bank and secured it. His friend spread the tablecloth on the grass. Oh my, cried the mole as he opened the packages of food. They ate and watched Toad rowing badly down the stream. Rat sighed. He'll be out of the boat in a minute if he rolls like that. It looks like they're having a nice lunch together while being entertained by the toad. When Mole finished packing the luncheon basket, Rat began to paddle home. Mole already felt quite at home in a boat and said, Ratty, please, I want to row now. The rat shook his head with a smile. Not yet, my young friend, he said. Wait till you've had a few lessons. It's not as easy as it looks. The mole was quiet for a minute or two. He began to feel jealous of Rat. Suddenly he jumped up and grabbed the oars. Rat was taken by surprise and fell backwards off his seat. Stop it, you silly fool, cried the rat. The mole made a great dig at the water. He missed at the surface altogether. The next moment, splash! Over went the boat, and Mole found himself struggling in the river. Ooh, yeah, Mole thought he could just instantly learn how to row a boat, and now trouble. Oh my, how cold the water was. He was sinking. Then Rat's firm paw gripped him by the back of the neck. Laughing, Rat pushed the helpless animal ashore. He rubbed Mole down and wrung some of the wetness out of him. Now sit in the sun until you're warm and dry, while I dive for the luncheon basket. When Rat returned, he and the mole took their places in the boat. Ratty, I'm sorry. I've been a fool. Will you forgive me? That's all right, Rat said cheerfully. Look here, I really think you had better stay with me for a little while. I'll teach you to row and swim, and soon you'll be as handy as the rest of us. The mole was so touched by the rat's kindness, he couldn't speak. They went home and had a cheerful supper in the front of a fire. What a nice friend, huh? The river rat? Having empathy or understanding that, the rat could have easily been very, very, very mad and upset against the mole, but he chose to have compassion and understanding and to love on him. That was really special. This day was only the first of many. Like it for Mole, each of them was longer and fuller of interest as the summer progressed. Mole learned to swim and row, and life on the river was splendid for him, and with his ear to the reed stems, he could sometimes catch what the wind was whispering among them. A lovely story. Well, thank you for joining me. And until next time, keep on reading.